We're watching this lost photo is finally solved 10 years later. This looks interesting. Let's go.
In the last video, I began the search to find the origins of this unsettling Barney costume photo standing behind a
What the
kid.
fuck is
Originally,
that?
It was posted to the subreddit r/.
What the fuck is that outfit? Why would anyone
it has
wear
gone on to
that?
be used widely across the internet in several memes. In the beginning, although I didn't find much, I had many different theories as to how we could solve this mystery. And since then, there have been so many discoveries that it's actually mind-blowing. And I'm going to reveal it all.
Okay. We're actually going into the Barney Saga. I hate Barney, by the way.
Just a recap for anybody that might have not seen the first video.
I just think Barney is ugly as hell. Even the normal one. This one looks absolutely terrifying. Like, this thing would come in my nightmares. But even normal Barney looks awful. I don't know why kids love him, because he looks kind of weird.
Oh, based off of the colors of the...
It's a little quiet. Okay, wait. Is it better now? Can you guys hear now?
Just a recap for anybody that might have not seen the first video. In the photo, based off of the colors of the costume being slightly darker, I proposed the idea that the photo was most likely taken between the late 80s to early 90s.
Okay.
As Barney's costume was changed from a dark...
Look at him! Does he look like a fun monster to you?
a brighter pink color.
Like, look! That's one ugly, scary thing. I'm sorry. Like, holy.
And with what little information we do have, the strongest theory I came up with is that the photo was taken at something like a pumpkin patch. As you can see, there is a greenhouse in the background that suggests it's most likely some kind of farm. And from my own personal childhood experience, I know it might be hard to imagine that someone like me was also a child at one point, but the only time that I would ever go to a place like a greenhouse was for a special event like a school field trip. But unfortunately, due to the original poster deleting
unless you're like very rich or you live in a farm and you just casually have a greenhouse,
we had no way of getting any additional information. Immediately after posting my first video, the community began searching for all kinds of different horrifying Barney photos, like really nightmare-inducing stuff. But
no iteration of Barney has ever looked cute. Every fucking like costume of Barney I've seen always looks creepy, and for some reason kids go crazy for it. I don't know, kids are weird. They sometimes talk to themselves too, so you can't really trust kids. But yeah, really, I love these like missions that internet takes up sometimes, where like people on the internet band together and they look for some weird niche thing. It is always so interesting.
Also, a lot of interesting theories as to why this costume looks...
I have a feeling he would look better without a mustache. Hell no. Everyone looks amazing with a mustache. What are you talking about, Cole?
So unsettling. Specifically this one by a user by the name of Mooney. In this, they show that most likely the costume face is just tilted up in a way that covers the eyes, which then gave it the illusion that the nostrils are supposed to be the eyes, hence how you would get this soulless, horrifying of a face.
Okay, could be,
I definitely thought of this idea, but I think the way that this user specifically demonstrated it was a really good example. And to me, this is the most likely explanation for why it looks the way it does.
But that's not the fun explanation.
All of the activity and different theories, it seemed like there was no way to figure out the true origins of this image. That was until a user by the name Jason Tame said this. I found a comment on a video by Chilling Scares called "Where Did These Images Come From?" And before we get to that comment, let me explain to you what he's talking about. It's a horror video just like many others we've seen, like the one from Scare Theater where they try to explain the origins of the photo, but of course are unable to do so. Why would we mention this video? It has 1.7 million views. There is no way that anything would go unnoticed here. So I scrolled down and read the comments to look for what Jason Tame had mentioned. And what was in there genuinely had me shocked. 1 year ago, a comment by the user Imp Commander reads, "So on the Barney image, the young kid is actually me. I remember sending to my friend Owen back that day, and him telling me it was well received on Reddit. On the left of the picture, you can see a man standing who's slightly cut off. That's my dad. I remember the picture was in central New Jersey, I think at a flea market. I used to love Barney. I asked my parents and they couldn't really remember why they had someone in a terrible Barney costume, or really where it was. Just surreal seeing myself in one of these videos."
So we got him. We need to somehow message Imp Commander and like we'll solve the mystery.
Could nobody have seen this?
Even Barney in mustache? Nah, Barney, even if Barney puts up a mustache, he would look terrible. I'm sorry.
The comment
But yeah,
itself
we need to
only has
message
60
Imp
likes.
Commander.
And from the time it was posted up until now, it has gone completely under everyone's radar.
I mean, I know why it just has 60 likes because, like, people lie a lot on YouTube comments. This might just be a random person saying, "Hey, it's actually me," and that I want to take all the credit. So we don't know if that's legit or not.
Media searches, the more I realize that usually the answer is hidden in plain sight. While people once again told me that this was probably impossible and that this could even take months, the original kid from the photo himself posted a comment a year ago and nobody knew it. He goes on to continue the conversation. For real? Obviously you don't have proof, but I kind of believe you. Oh yeah, that's me at about 4 or 5.
See, now PRGHJKL is asking the real questions here. I like PRGHJKL.
Picture one day while me and my sister were going through photo albums at my parents' place. Super into creepypastas and all that sort of thing, I sent it to my buddy on Facebook Messenger. He loved it and put it on Reddit, which I didn't really mess with at the time, and was updating me all afternoon while I was at work. This was years ago. Definitely forgot about it. And I'm laying on bed the other day and saw the thumbnail of this video and thought my phone was doing something. Then realized what I was seeing. Guess I could upload a video of me messing with the actual photo, or maybe post it in the subreddit.
Okay.
This story seems like it's going into way too much detail for it to be fake. So I actually agree with that other commenter. But this is the internet, so you always have to be hesitant just in case, as you never know if somebody is just trolling. But here's the thing. If you go to his channel, and specifically in the post tab, the evidence is actually all there and has been sitting there for months. First is a picture of the physical photo and a sticky note with both his YouTube and Reddit usernames.
Oh hell yeah, let's go.
That he is actually the kid. Throughout the post, there are several different other photos to prove that it is in fact real, but I want to direct your attention towards slide 4 when things get more interesting. There's something written on the right side of the image. A visit to a farm in NJ and a surprise visit from Barney. Is this not the most unsettling written message of all time?
Who wrote that?
They could have just posted this with the original caption and it would have been its own creepypasta of itself. Surely they had to have known at the time that this was such an unsettling photo. I also want to direct your attention to the 5th slide, which features more photos of Imp Commander in the same location.
Okay, yeah. This kind of definitively proves it because we need to match other photos of the kid because I am always super skeptical of people on the internet because they would do anything to fake a story and try to get some like brownie points and be famous. So like they can just print that photo and then look at the Reddit name and then write the Reddit name and YouTube name as well. But like if we see other photos with the same kid, then we can be like, okay, that makes sense.
Pumpkin patch. Yep,
because
my theory from the first video was absolutely correct. Once again, it feels good to be right. It's actually pretty wild how I specifically said pumpkin patch, and that's literally where it is. I surprise myself sometimes. It's good to know that we have finally confirmed who the kid in the photo is. This means that all of the other information he provided is true, but more importantly, we have a potential way to contact the person. But this all sparks a bigger question. Where was the photo taken? Well, we know for a fact that it's a farm in New Jersey, and they grow pumpkins there, which are 2 massive leads. Hypothetically, if we can find where this photo was taken, there has to be another picture of this Barney costume taken in the last 25 years. So people immediately started searching with these guidelines. There were contenders that seemed close with greenhouses, but none of them seemed to perfectly match up. As one of the key details they used to confirm this was the telephone pole that you can see in the photo. Until a user that, I kid you not, goes by the name of Foxy from Temu came across.
That's crazy. That profile picture is crazy. Like, I have nothing against furries, but...
Not goes by the name of Foxy from Temu came across a place called Port Farms. This might be the place. Judging by Google Images, they hold a lot of events, it seems. Then a name that you might be familiar with if you know anything about this channel. The user Fish sends this photo. And there we have it. Everything lines up. From the other 2 photos in Imp Commander's post, and a shot of the same greenhouse.
The greenhouse.
Port Farms is 100% the location of the Barney photo. It's just so crazy to me.
How does someone mess up making a Barney costume that bad though? I mean, they probably got like a rip-off Chinese copy or something. Like, I don't think this is like any official costume or something. Someone just tried to make shit up, and it turned out to be horrifying, and they didn't care. Have you seen like bootleg toys and stuff and how ugly they look? Like, there are some bootleg Pikachu plushies that you can get on Amazon, and they look horrifying. They look like someone actually tortured Pikachu or something. Like, yeah, bootleg stuff looks crazy.
How the community was able to put everything together so quickly. And now the only thing left to do is to find another angle of this Barney costume. Surely at least one other photo has to exist out there somewhere. But this story isn't over. At the time of making this video, I have already reached out to Imp Commander with the request to interview. And he accepted, but trying to get in direct contact with him is difficult because YouTube is automatically removing my comments. So the process has been slow, but I wanted to get an update out to you guys. So I'm definitely going to make a third video where I interview Imp Commander and hopefully get even more
Why not just give your Discord tag? You can do that on YouTube comments, right? Why not just give your Discord tag and be like, hey, contact me on Discord? That solves everything.
Information behind the photo. But this whole situation was imposed on Imp Commander by a post that he didn't even make himself. So I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description, and maybe you go drop a sub or leave a nice comment. If you want to try to help us solve this case or have lost media that you want found, I have a
is there a part 3? Is there a part 3? The kid from this image has been found. Okay, I think this is part 3.
I've been on the hunt to find the origins behind this unsettling photo of Barney standing behind a kid that has gone viral on the internet with several memes in the last few years. Because the origins have been a complete mystery, this has left room for the internet to have the craziest theories. Well, in the last video of this series, we managed to identify who the kid was in the photo, as he made a comment on a random YouTube video from over a year ago and it went completely unnoticed. We also managed to track down the location of where the photo was shot, or so we thought at the time. But I'll get into
YouTube usually censors or removes usernames. I see. Maybe there's some way for them to like navigate that, like some way to get they just need to get their Discord username across, and that should work.
Later. I got to sit down with the person in the photo and get the full complete story. And he revealed something that nobody expected. Without further ado,
I just want to know who made that fuck-ass Barney costume. That's my main question. Who made that?
Once again, just thank you so much for doing this. I guess the first question or the first thing I'd like to ask you to do is just kind of introduce yourself for the people online.
So my name is Aaron Reynolds. I'm
Hello, Aaron.
Commander on YouTube, and I'm the kid in the Barney photo.
Were you kind of surprised? Did you get a lot of notifications out of nowhere within the last like couple weeks?
Oh yeah, totally. Well, that's been the really interesting thing. It was funny. About a year ago, there was another guy who had made a video. Like, I love creepypastas and true paranormal stories, that kind of stuff. So I got home from work at like 11 o'clock, like scrolling through YouTube, and I saw that picture, and I was like, what? I thought my phone was doing something weird, so I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I clicked on that. And I was
wait, I forgot to turn on subtitles. Apologies, guys.
I picture to my friend, and I was like, well, I'll take the picture of the picture. And then
he looks like a 15% Reddit mod. Nah, he looks like a sweet guy.
Posted in that or post it to r/creepy. It ended up not, like, they wouldn't let me post it on the Reddit.
That's crazy.
And then I saw your video, and I was like, oh, like, so I get every once in a while, like, I would get, like, TikTok videos of it or something, or somebody would send it to me, and I'd be like, it's the thing.
For
like,
sure.
Look at how many creepy photos of Barney there is.
Like,
I feel
TikTok
like
videos
every
of it or
photo you
something.
take of Barney, it would never be cute. Like, look at this shit. I don't want to look. I'm gonna have nightmares.
Or somebody would send it to me, and I'd be like, it's the thing.
For
like,
sure. So, like, I guess you talked about this a little bit in the comments, but what was your first, like, initial reaction to it going viral on Reddit?
Well, so I didn't really know the extent to how popular it had gotten on Reddit.
Oh.
Like, my mom had brought all these photo albums and stuff out of the shed, and she was going through them on the kitchen table at
That's so
their
cool
house.
though,
And
like
we were looking
a
for,
random family photo that you just happen to have that is a little bit creepy turns into this whole internet creepypasta that brings the entire internet together. That is so cute. Like, that's such a cute story.
And then my sister was like,
Unless we find out that person in the Barney costume or Barney is a murderer, then the cute story would turn pretty dark. But otherwise, it's a pretty cute
younger
story.
than I am, so she was a teenager at the time and was like, look at this. And I was like, oh, like that's like a creepypasta picture. Like that's great. Like you remember it like kind of vaguely, and I was like, oh, this would be great. And then we have a sort of the proto version of the gaming club that I'm in now. And I had sent that picture to my friend Owen, and I was like, look at this. He also loves creepypastas and all this sort of thing. He was like, oh, that's crazy. Like I should post this on r/creepy. I was like, do it. Yeah, go for it. Like why not? And so he did. I went to work. I remember I had to work at like 3 o'clock that day. And so I went to work. I'm like doing stuff. He's pinging me all day, being like, "Hey, it's going crazy." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, great."
That's so
like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going crazy. I was like, "All right." And then we just kind of forgot about it. We moved on to other things and like started doing all the little projects and stuff we always get off on. I never revisited it until years later when I saw videos about it. Like, it never intersected into my feed at all until like a year ago. Sort of a surreal experience.
Absolutely.
To see like pictures of me as a toddler all over the internet.
That's actually super interesting. So you feel like most of the memes and stuff didn't really pop up until like within the last year or so?
That's when I noticed it. I don't know if it's been around since then. I know Owen was saying that there's a lot of people commenting on it. We got a kick out of looking at some of that, but I haven't seen it since then yet.
Is there anything that maybe you or your parents would remember from that day or
Okay, more info, more lore.
So I mean, obviously I was little.
I want to know, is the person in the Barney costume a murderer or a crazy person? Who is the person in the Barney costume? Is it Barney himself? Is that Barney in a Barney costume?
I'm probably 3 in that picture, so I don't remember a lot about that day initially. I remember the costume being there. We were walking through. We were in Cranberry, New Jersey. We were visiting my grandparents, and we went a few minutes from their house to go to a pumpkin patch and hang out and do things. They had this Barney costume there, so there's no one in it. It's an empty costume.
Oh!
No, there's nobody in it. Yeah, it's on the like stand.
Now that's a crazy twist. There's no one in the Barney costume. Okay, that is kind of creepy because it looks very full, right? Like I guess it like they put like air in it or something, like a balloon. It like they blew it up like a balloon, but oh, okay. Maybe it was a ghost in Barney's skin. True.
And it was just in that little house thing, the greenhouse. And
I did not know that.
So it's like it was like a decor.
There's no one in it. You know, it was just sitting there. It was so like I thought it was weird. And my dad was saying he didn't think that I would have gone near it at all if it had been like he walking around and stuff and like talking to people because it was so jank. Like it's not a particularly good costume.
So like they thought it was creepy too.
Right. Like I think somebody was like, or maybe it was getting repaired or something. But there was a lot of discussion about the like the 2 holes that are on top of the face.
Yeah,
those are I think those are the eye holes because it doesn't have eyes.
Wow.
I remember that. And yeah,
Okay.
like, it was just those are like weird.
So it's like a
working on it at the time or what?
It was an unfinished
costume. I don't want to be near that. And then my dad, shout out to my dad, was on the left side of the picture. They were kind of like,
W dad.
picture with Barney, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I kind of like stood there, and then my mom took a picture of me, and so that's what that picture is. It's like my dad just kind of like slightly went to one side, and then I was like kind of standing real awkward in front of the Barney costume because I love Barney like when I was little, and so my mom was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, you know, we're having a lovely day, and like it's a fun cartoon dinosaur thing that he likes, so we'll take a picture of that.
It's like you love Barney, but that is not Barney.
That is not what that is.
So do you know like then approximately like what year that might have been taken?
That would have been, I think, 1997.
Okay.
Holy, the time that the picture was taken, I existed as, I don't know, a figment of imagination. I did not I wasn't born yet. Holy.
Actually, so we found a farm different from, I don't know if you saw my second video, but we found a farm that like kind of seems to be like maybe the one. People are pretty confident. Here, let me find the link really quick.
It was like Work Farms, I think.
So that's what I thought it was, but we found another one. So this is like the outside. This seems to be a lot more like it. And so this place has like corn mazes and it has a pumpkin patch and stuff. So this looks to be like the place.
See how close it is to My grandparents.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
Allentown. Yes, that's probably it.
Oh really?
This is probably it, because this would have been near where they were.
Oh.
Like where
Oh,
they
why-
were living.
Okay,
Because
that
they
was
lived
the
in
computer screen. I was like,
Hightstown, and
why
they used to
is
go
his
to, like, East
eyes
Windsor
blue?
and Allentown and Cranberry and stuff. My dad thought it was in Cranberry, but I could see maybe this is in the same area.
Yeah, it looks like it's the photo. I'd be surprised if it's not. But shout out to your pops for being
Yeah,
there,
W dad.
off in the photo.
He's gonna
Shout
love
out
that.
to his
He was-
dad.
He was like, oh yeah, but like 15 minutes of fame.
This is a long shot, but you wouldn't happen to have any more photos of this Barney, would you?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Mm.
They took the one picture, and then the rest of it is like other stuff we were doing while we were up there visiting.
I guess that's basically all of the main questions I had. Is there anything that you just want to plug? Anybody you want to shout out that I can just kind of leave in here for you?
I run a gaming club called Grey Mountain Gaming. We've
Oh,
got a
hell yeah.
website, we have Patreon. We primarily focus on tabletop gaming and art. Other than
Ooh,
that,
tabletop
shout out to
gaming.
everybody at the Co-File Lab, and my mom and my sister, and my lovely girlfriend Sophie.
Although unfortunately there aren't any other
that is
photos
such
from
a
Aaron involving
wholesome
the Barney
story.
costume, it's still insane to confirm the location and hear the full story. This is something that a lot of people believed was completely impossible. And before anybody on the internet tries to reach out to these farms to see if they can get any other photos of Barney, I have already personally reached out to the farms, which means you shouldn't. The last thing we need is anybody's inbox
Yeah,
being spammed. If I
yeah,
happen to get any
exactly. Like
updates or alternative-
those are at the end of the day, like people live there and work there and have farms there and stuff, right? For random people to just show up because they want to take a picture of a creepypasta Barney that doesn't even exist anymore there, yeah, that kind of would be weird.
photos, I'm going to make a video about it, so be sure to subscribe. This was one of my favorite image origins to
Yeah,
find.
that is such a wholesome story. Who's this creator? This creator's videos are so cool. Rookie, Rookie, such a cool video. Okay, I'm gonna subscribe. You guys should too. I'm gonna leave a like as well. Such a cool story, like W story. Holy shit, that was so wholesome. I watched the rabbit one. You mean this one? This picture? We can watch this. That looks interesting as well. How big is that? 8 minutes. Wanna watch that or wanna go to Mega Bonk? Is that an interesting watch as well? Because this was so wholesome. I loved it. It was so wholesome. We're gonna watch one more.
Everybody has some form of media-induced childhood trauma. For some, maybe it's King Ramses' curse and Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, I have a story. Oh, whoa, what's this? Oops. I think I accidentally pressed the wrong button. I have a story regarding this guy. This guy, the from Courage the Cowardly Dog, looks goofy as hell now. But I remember when I was like really young, when I first saw this video, like this episode from Courage the Cowardly Dog, I freaked out so much that I actually it was, when did I see it? It was like in the evening or something. It freaked me out so much that I went to my parents' house, and I think I slept with my parents for like 3 days straight or 4 days straight because I was so fucking scared of this guy and the way he speaks. I was like, I'm not sleeping alone. And now that I've grown up, this guy looks goofy as hell. But yeah, when I was a kid, holy shit, this guy scared the shit out of me.
Or if you were somehow born after 2005, then it's probably the Momo challenge. Originally,
Oh, yeah, I
went on a
remember the
hunt for an
Momo. That
obscure
was a
cartoon
huge
called
thing.
Captain Flamingo, which featured a disturbing episode that haunted me for years. But this time, it's not just my trauma. When I was a small child riding in the back seat with my siblings, we found a piece of media that to this day I can't forget.
The Boy Who Cried Wolf, Chapter 1. Okay, let's lock it.
Let me paint you a picture. When I was living in Seattle, I remember one specific car ride going home in the middle of the night. My little sister was browsing
that's a
her
cute
iPod
animation.
on Google Images when suddenly she came across an image that terrified her. She screamed and refused to look at her phone. I thought to myself, there couldn't possibly be anything that scary, and that's when I saw it. An image of an all-white wolf character with red eyes, sharp teeth, holding onto a child, but it didn't resemble that of a costume. This was a real creature. Acting completely unfazed, I closed the tab. But for
Can
the
we
rest
see
of
the
the
real
car ride,
picture once,
I refused
please?
to look out the window into the dark woods of the night. What if the Wolfman was waiting out there, glaring directly at me?
The hunt. Beginning the hunt.
It has most likely been 15 years since this happened, but I still can't forget it. I need to find this image and figure out where it came from. So just to recap,
Oh,
what
so
we're
he
looking
doesn't
for,
have
an
the image
featuring
yet.
a realistic wolf-like monster smiling. Then
Okay.
the monster also has to be holding
I mean,
onto
we
a child.
kind of got
And finally,
spoiled on the
origin
thumbnail,
of
but I would
image
like to
should
give
be
it
at
a
least
good
from
look.
2010 because I remember this happening when I was in elementary school. So I guess the first thing we should try to search for is scary
High
white
quality Spotify downloader is a crazy search. I'm sorry, I don't like
elementary school.
looking
So I
at
guess
other
the
people's search history because I search random stuff all the time, and I'm always afraid that when I'm streaming and I'm opening my a lot of YouTubers don't use their personal YouTube channel because they're always scared or shy and they don't want to show their actual real search history and views. I don't care. I don't care what I watch because at the end of the day I want to be honest with you guys. So if I watch a creator or if I watch something, I don't want to hide it from you guys. But yeah, I'm always embarrassed of leaking my search history where I search something weird like Foxy from Temu furry pictures or something. I don't know. But yeah.
First thing we should try to search for is scary white wolf monster holding onto child. And let's just kind of see what comes up. Okay, so it doesn't seem like any of these are what I'm looking for at all. What
Okay.
makes this kind of search way harder in 2025 is all of the AI images that are polluting Google. For example,
yeah.
this image right here using the
I mean,
crayon AI.
nowadays, have you seen how good Sora 2 is? Holy shit. I've been seeing some YouTubers scan their face so like other people can use Sora 2. And I'm very anti-AI, but the videos are kind of funny, I'm gonna be honest. And one of them is like Onepixel, a big like CS:GO streamer. And the Sora 2 videos generated on his face look so realistic. Like, holy shit. Like, it looks very realistic. Like, AI has come like such a long way. Like, nowadays you can, I think, actually generate creepypasta images from like AI, and you won't even be able to tell that it's AI. It's just that realistic nowadays.
If we want to find what I'm looking for, it's going to be buried and require some effort. This is scary, but not what I'm looking for. Let's try searching just holding child. This is like the polar opposite of what I'm trying to
What
find.
is that
Maybe a
image?
good thing to put in here for now is
I don't know
costume,
why I
even though
found that
distinctly
funny.
remember
It
not
wasn't
being
that
one.
funny,
It just
but-
seems like this might be a good way to get some actual real photos. Things still seem to be not at all what I'm trying to search for. Guys, we found it. This is what I'm looking for. No, I'm just kidding. Let's keep going. Something I learned from my previous video is that you can actually search by the date. For example, if we do before 2010 and
Ooh, I
see
didn't
what
know
that
that.
gives us, this might actually be the closest image I found so far to what I'm thinking of. It's still lacking key details, like it's the wrong color and it's not holding onto a child. I feel like I'm one accidental search away from accidentally making it onto Furry Google.
Oh
it's
yeah,
pretty safe to say
yeah.
that
You
we're
need
not
to be
getting
careful searching anything related to like furry wolf costume humans. Yeah,
those
you are
I
one
wanted.
safe search away. I hope you have safe search on. I forgot your name. Wait. Oh, it doesn't let me scroll down anymore. Rookie, you're one search away from going
Maybe I need
down
to
the
brush up
rabbit
on some
hole.
details and
Literally sometimes as well.
confirm the story with the only other person that knows what I'm talking about. My little sister. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
So the reason I called you today
Oh.
is because years ago,
Wholesome family
you and I were
interaction?
in the car together in the back seat, and you were looking up like scary images or something like that, and you came across this photo of like a white wolf monster or something like that, and it's holding onto
No,
a
I
kid.
know exactly what you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Can you
Okay,
tell
okay.
me
No,
anything about when you looked that up?
No, I was looking up cute bunnies.
You were looking
I
up
looked
cute
up
bunnies?
cute bunny picture, and I scroll down, and I see a terrifying image of an evil Easter bunny.
Was it an Easter bunny? Or...
And it scarred me for life.
I
Yeah, it
remember it
was,
as
but
a
it had
wolf.
like sharp teeth. It had sharp teeth and like a scary face, so it kind of looked wolf-like. But I looked up cute bunnies, so I'm pretty sure it was a bunny. Hey, but like, if you make any money from the video, like it kind of came.
Hell
from me, so
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I
Ask
get
the
more
bag.
money.
Like,
I'm
take
sorry, what was
50%
that?
of the bag.
I think it's cutting out. I think I'm starting to lose signal.
No, like like I think I should just get some of the money.
No,
That's
I
cute.
literally can't hear you. I'm sorry. I gotta go. Okay, now that I've cleared up some things, it's pretty obvious that I just didn't remember some details correctly. But now I'm feeling confident with a more set in stone story. So this time, let's try bunny monster holding onto child. Here we go. This is easily the
What
closest
the
thing
fuck
to
is
what
that?
I was imagining yet. But I know that this isn't it because it definitely
I mean,
wasn't
it
a
doesn't
black and
look
white
that
image.
bad,
This
but
is
the
really
children are.
creepy.
Whoa!
What is with all of these creepy images
Whoa!
of Easter bunnies holding on to children?
What? I don't understand why people think it's cute to have these ugly ass mascot costumes with kids. It doesn't look cute. The mascots look ugly. The kids are all freaked out. The only thing it's good for is making like a good creepypasta, like
Look at this. It's
2,000
like
yard
this
stare
rabbit hole
baby.
just goes
Yeah, like look, what the fuck? Oh, oops, I accidentally muted the thing. Okay, this is kind of silly.
this. What is this one? The terrifying nature of looking at these is definitely on the right trail. But I'm really surprised to see how many of these images
Yeah,
there
I
are.
think in the late like 80s and 90s in America, there was this huge fad with like a huge obsession with mascot costumes and mascots in general, and I think that is when people became obsessed with like making their kids take pictures with mascots, and it doesn't look good. I don't know why was that a thing. I hate mascots so much. I'm happy that mascots have now evolved into like horror stuff because that's where they belong. Every fucking mascot looks like they come straight from like a horror movie.
Like, there are hundreds of these. This could take
What does fad mean? I think it means like an obsession or like a trend. I may be wrong. I sometimes use English words without knowing what they mean. So hopefully it's nothing offensive. Yeah, I think it
me a
means
lot
a trend.
longer than I expected it to.
One image after the next, there were hundreds of photos of Easter bunnies holding on to children. And it felt very strange to me, almost like I had stumbled onto something that I probably shouldn't have. The further down I went, it seemed like each image was more disturbing than the last. There's a phenomenon specifically with the Easter bunny. I haven't seen a character this widely cosplayed since Diva at a Comic-Con. But for now, it's a lead,
Hey,
so
Diva is a good
I'm gonna keep
character.
on
I
taking-
loved playing Diva.
after-
It's so fun because she literally explodes with her ultimate. If you know, you know. Like if you have played Overwatch, really fun
taking
tank.
this video, I had no clue what I would find next.
Whoa, what the fuck is that? Why is it so realistic?
Without a doubt, I had
Why is this so realistic? Holy shit! It looks like it has like you put a real cat inside that costume. That's actual nightmare fuel. What the fuck?
found
Like, if I was that kid, I would be like
image.
crying right
And
now
not
as
only
well.
this
What?
would-
Who thought this is a cute picture? Who thought this would be a good idea to take a picture with whatever this thing is?
be the end of the story, but it's not. You see, there are multiple
Whoa, English master doesn't know what word means. Hey, that's how you become a master, okay? I don't need to know what the words mean. I just need to pretend like I know what they mean when I use it. So I sound cool, and that's how I become the English master, you know? You gotta pretend that you know your shit.
versions of this image, and it's hard to trace down exactly which one is technically the original. And not only that, but I have reverse image searched on just about every engine possible. Google will tell you the image is at least 10 years old. At least. But 10i reverse image search goes all the way back to 2008. Jeff the Killer is from 2008. And the internet is still trying to find the unedited source of it to this day. If it was only 2008, the chances of finding it would be way higher. But it's not from 2008. From digging online, the oldest website I managed to find this image on was on April 16th, 2003, making it
All
at
right, I was
least
1 year
22
old.
years old. And just for
I
some
was
perspective,
a 1-year-old baby, so I could have been that baby on that that mascot costumes, like with the mascot costume guy. If I was in America or wherever this
I'm
was taken.
23, so this picture is most likely older than me. And before you get any crazy ideas, no, the baby in the picture is not me, okay? And the way I found this oldest version is by going through hundreds of links provided by Google, until I stumbled on an old website called Pelican Parts, an old forum for replacing European car parts. And in the middle of a random pic thread, the image was posted. But I know that this can't be the source, just judging by the nature of the post. There is no way that this is the first
Crazy
place
how
it was
far
posted.
we have come on the internet, by the way. Like, look, if you look at the websites that were made in like the 2000s, and if you look at websites and technology now, and it hasn't even been that many years. Like it's like what? Technology like boomed so like it just we got so much of the internet in just like the past like 20 years, and like I saw it develop, but then I see kids nowadays like I don't want to sound like a boomer, but yeah, like they're born with like the internet, and it's crazy. It's just a crazy thought that you're kind of like, I can see my 2-year-old niece completely dependent on watching YouTube shorts, otherwise she just refuses to eat her like lunch and dinner. Like she will not have food if she's not watching cute elephant videos on like YouTube shorts. It's crazy.
On the internet. It just seems so out of place. But something interesting.
I don't think you were that pale when you were born. Yeah, I would have been a more brown version of whatever that picture is.
And potentially important is the name of the file, Frankie and the Wolf vi.jpg. Not only does this prove that I'm not crazy, it was in fact a depiction of a wolf and not an Easter bunny. Regardless of the clearly yawning cat Photoshop, this gives us a potential name of the image. Trying to search for Frankie and the Wolf in any fashion doesn't yield results. But while digging on Google, the second oldest post that I managed to find was from September 2004, and the file name, frankie.jpg. After this, any other posts found seem to ditch the title. But just taking a bit of an educated guess, this could be the title of the original source image somewhere out there on the internet. When researching, I went through various different forums. For example, somethingawful.com. On this site, they hosted regular Photoshop contests to a similar nature of the style of Frankie and the Wolf. And this goes all the way back to 2000.
I have a feeling this picture is photoshopped. I have a feeling that someone took a real mascot costume picture and they imposed like a cat face or something.
It's certainly possible that the image I'm trying to find is just floating around in a forum like this. But with recent changes to the internet, it's becoming increasingly harder to find images. AI is polluting the algorithms, and websites are going offline. And I am far from the first person to be traumatized by this photo and wanting to figure out where it's from. I've probably spent a total of
like it actually looks photoshopped. It looks like that was like a Santa Claus holding the kid, and then someone photoshopped like a cat face and bunny ears on top of it.
Traumatized by this photo and wanting to figure out where
that does not look real.
I spent a total of 15 hours just trying to find the source of this image. But as of now, it has to be considered lost media. The source is just so far back to the point where it probably can't be found with normal search engines. But anyways, that's my time. If you were entertained by this video, I actually dropped a song this month. I think it's really cool. It's gonna play at the end of this video and it's in the description. Also, I make more content like this if you want to check that out. Maybe there will be a part 2 if we end up finding it.
Okay, did we get a part 2? I don't... Oh, maybe we did. The Lost... Is this part 2 or is this...
In my last video, I went on.
Oh yeah, this is part 2. Let's see if he found it.
Me and my sister when we were both children. The image was a scary wolf-like creature holding onto a child, and it wasn't just some cheap Party City costume. It looked real. Well, I ended up finding the image,
order
and
something
it's
to
just
eat
as
for
terrifying.
Maybe
as
I'll get some
remember
more noodles.
But when looking at it, you can probably notice a couple of strange details. For starters, it's 100% Photoshop just by first glance. But some of the other details include this weird text that's written on the wall. Also, it's clearly a photo of somebody dressed up as Santa holding on to a child with a face edited on top of it. And another observation
that's what I've been saying. Like, it has to be edited.
Also seems to be a yawning cat. When making the first video, the earliest source image I could find was from a 2003 car parts forum. This site is called Pelican Parts, and in a random picture thread, you can see it's posted. But it turns out this photo is much older. But before we can get into what I found, but more importantly, how you can help me, I wanted to address some of the most frequent comments on the last video. This comment says, "Have you seen this photo?" No, I haven't, and I wish I hadn't seen it. This is a pretty big sentiment on the video, so I apologize if I accidentally traumatized you.
Whoa, it's gonna take 60 minutes for my noodles to arrive? Come on, I'm hungry. Okay, fine. I just want something to eat. I'll wait 60 minutes.
you guys as well.
And I gotta
That's
wait an
completely my
hour to
fault,
get
but
my
now it
noodles.
looks like we're all in this together. This comment says you could try the Wayback Machine. The problem with the Wayback Machine is it's not your typical search engine. I had actually used this quite a bit, but you can't just drag and drop in reverse image search. Also, everything on Internet Archive has to be intentionally archived, which means if a site is too obscure and nobody knows about it, it's probably lost forever.
True.
Usually you have to know the specific web address if you're going to use
W noodles. I think I only recorded like 1-2 meows from my cat and one low quality picture of him yawning. You can give video compilations of your cat on YouTube. People love that. I love that. I love watching cats and dogs on YouTube shorts. They're just so cute.
the Wayback Machine. So that's why I didn't mention it in my video. And finally, this comment says, you didn't have to jump scare Momo like that. And again, my bad. I realize in hindsight.
I remember when Momo was like becoming a huge thing. Like it feels like ages ago because the internet was quite different from how it is now. But I remember Momo was so huge that even my parents and my my older siblings and my neighbors knew about it, even though they were not really much on the internet. But the picture of Momo was becoming so famous that there were literal newspaper articles on the creepypasta. There were people talking about it on the streets. There were like literal rumors of how you should not look at that image, or you might want to trigger warning, like you might want to self-harm or something. Like there were so many creepypastas like that. Yeah, I remember it was a crazy time. Everyone was talking about Momo. Everyone was obsessed with that image. Some people were like freaking out and making superstitions on it. Like, yeah.
Passing this image on screen with a bamboo sound effect might have not been a good play. So I'm sorry to anybody I might have jumped.
Like, I remember a relative of mine, or was it my mom? I forgot who said it to me, but I remember I was looking at a Momo photo in the newspaper or something, and they were like, hey, you should not look at it or you might mysteriously die if you look at the Momo photo. And I was like, okay, sure. Like, even as a kid, I was, no, that's kind of bullshit, but yeah, you know, with people and superstitions.
And with all of that out of the way, let's get into what I've discovered over the last 72 hours. After posting my initial video, a user by the name of Janice had joined my Discord server. And this person had discovered
Janice,
basically
what
everything I'm
information do
about
you
to
have?
tell you. So definitely be sure to check them out. I'm going to put a link to their YouTube channel in the description of this video. I mentioned earlier that the oldest post I could find was from April 16th, 2023. But now we have actually confirmed the earliest source of this image. And the first time this photo was ever posted on the internet was May 12th, 2002. Almost an entire
May 12th, 2002. So I was 3 months old when this image was first posted. That's crazy.
year prior to the Pelican Parts post. And how do we know this, you might ask? Because we have identified the original creator. Worth 1000 is an old website that featured a community focused on digital artists, but more primarily on their Photoshop contests. And in May of 2002, they hosted the, well, how do I say this? The Bestiality Photoshop contest.
Whoa. This was someone's furry dream, wasn't it? This had whoever hosted this competition had to be a furry who really wanted people to Photoshop furry pictures. Maybe this was the origin of furries. Maybe this is it. Maybe we found it. That's crazy.
Prompt, if animals and humans
also using bestiality is crazy because I don't think that's a good word, right? Like that's a very weird word, right?
had produced offspring, so this was a furry?
It was a whoa!
Original posting. Sadly,
look at that hunky lion, by the way. Holy!
Was not archived, and it might be lost forever. But the trail doesn't end there, because in August of 2002, for the Worth 1000 contest, Corrupted Innocence 2.
I'm fine with furries. Me too. Like in general, I'm like people can do whatever they want. Like if you feel like you feel more comfortable in it's like a cosplay, right? But let's be honest, some people get freaky with the furries, and I have a feeling like um people got freaky here.
One specific post stands out. Jack O Santa Bunny by the creator Devale. This username is most likely devil, just misspelt with the V and E being swapped. But when reading this name, suddenly things start to make sense. Looking at the original image that we can now properly name the Jack O Santa Bunny, in the upper right corner is a hard to read text that I originally believed to be a part of a mall Santa exhibit
that says
but
Devale.
Actually, it spells Devale.
Yeah.
This, with a combination of other edited photos on their page in a very similar style, for a fact confirms that this was the original creator. And looking at the post, there is a specific comment down below that reads, "This is as a rerun image. It is not from Corrupted Innocence 1. I believe I originally posted it a little off."
Corrupt? Huh? Corrupted Innocence?
Top
That sounds like okay. I'm not gonna go into that rabbit hole.
Finally, we have the original origin to where this weird photo came from. It's not a
But I have a
creepypasta,
feeling
it's not
people
the
are
Legend
getting
of
freaky
Krampus,
there.
or not even some creepy experiment. It was
Imagine being the guy who made the picture and no one knowing you even made it. I mean, that's with most memes, right? Like most memes, you don't really know who actually made the meme. Like most of the time, someone just makes a funny joke in the family group, and that blows up, and that becomes like an internet phenomenon. But like no one really knows who you are, because like once it becomes big, everyone claims to be the creator of the thing to get like internet fame, and so it's so hard to track down the original creator, because how would you contact them? And know they're legit.
Contest. But I need your help. Over the last couple days, we have actually managed to source multiple images from the original Photoshop. For example, the mouth of this monster comes from this image of a yawning cat. It's not so scary anymore, is it? And the very distinct ears come from, well, you can probably guess it, a picture of a very cute bunny. But there's one major problem that is stopping me from putting this whole thing behind me. But in order for that to make sense, I need you to listen to this interview clip I have with my sister, because she noticed something that could potentially change everything.
Okay, what did she
First off,
notice?
I wanted to say, what is your reaction to, I guess, everything?
I hope she didn't see any freaky pictures there.
Taking off, finding the original scary picture. What was running through your head when I sent that to you?
Well, first off, regarding the video, I was expecting more people to comment on like how cool and awesome I was. So that was a little bit disappointing. However, love that for you, King. I was surprised that you found the original picture.
When you saw it, when I sent it to you, is it still scary to you?
It makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
I don't like it.
Right? I feel
It is a bit,
weird. Santa photoshopped. I didn't even notice that ever.
So the last image that we're trying to find now is the Santa picture, because I feel like...
But I think the kid is photoshopped on too.
You think the kid is...
Because look at his arm against the beard and like his head. His ear is gone.
You might be right.
True.
Yeah, so I think they photoshopped a crying kid on top of another kid.
Oh my god.
And his head's really big.
No way. It
True.
gets deeper than I thought. This might not be the end.
Yeah, I had a hunch as well that the kid is photoshopped as well.
Like it'd be
because the kid looks way too big for the head of the Santa Claus.
Was just finding an old Santa photo. Now we've discovered that
the ear is covered from the fluff. Could be, but it just the proportions look weird, right? Like it looks like, if you look at the hands look way too smaller than the body, which looks way bigger. So like it can't just be like a photo, it's like an image that's just taken weirdly, but yeah, it can. I have a feeling that child is photoshopped
when observing details like the hands or the ear. And it's entirely possible that these are personal family photos that don't even exist online. But from looking online, it seems like Devale hasn't posted their art anywhere else. This could very well be the last trace of them online, and they don't have any other social media. And without having any other way to contact them, especially through this website that has now been completely converted, the only option left is to spread the word, but also to do our best to see if we can can find the original unphotoshopped image of Santa. For me personally, I need to see that original
Maybe Mr. Mixed Breed the Bunny is a short king? Could be.
image so I can put this whole thing behind me and be at peace. If you would like to join us in the search, my Discord server is going to be in the description. You can join there and chat in our Lost Media channel as we try to solve this mystery. I also wanted to say thank you so much for over 12,000 subscribers. It
Hell yeah.
basically doubled overnight. It's been absolutely insane, and I am extremely determined to just pump out quality content. In fact, my dad actually just told me about something that scared him from his childhood that he'd like me to look for. Also, I mentioned this in the last video, but I
Nice.
recently released a song called Oh Captain. It's out on Spotify.
Uh-huh. Do we have a part 3 of this? Okay, I don't think we have a part 3. I think we did not find the picture. Like, we don't know the original picture, at least not yet. How old was this video? 7 months. Oh. So I'm guessing they still couldn't just find the original picture, so it made no sense to make another video. That was super cool though. Yeah, W Rookie. The videos are so cool, and I love when the internet bands together to make like to find like these mysteries, and they have to go through all of these like super old, super like internet archives and stuff just to find this one image. It's just so fun to me to see all these people from all around the world like join together and like solve a mystery, like a very silly one, but it just is very cute. I love videos like this. Super cool.